Pac-Man World 2 for the PlayStation 2 is the latest Pac-Man game from Namco. It's the sequel to a PlayStation 1 game that was released at his 20th anniversary, Pac-Man World. Like that game, it's a 3D platformer, but it's obviously seen quite a few upgrades in the switch to the PlayStation 2. This time out, the game sort of features a bit more of an epic story. Rather than just sort of like rescuing his relatives, Pac-Man is actually out to make sure that Pac-Land is not destroyed. In the game's opening, you find that the ghosts have stolen golden fruit from a tree in the center of town, and we discovered the tree is actually holding this ancient creature called Spooky that was locked away by Sir Pac-a-Lot, apparently one of Pac-Man's relatives, and he was locked underneath the tree by the golden fruit. And unfortunately, with the golden fruit gone, he's free, and you know, the safety of Pac-Land is in doubt.
At last, I am free from the confines of this accursed prison. You there, take these golden fruit that imprisoned me and follow me if you want to get rid of these Pac-Men forever!
The graphical enhancements in the game are actually pretty subtle. The early stages of the game that we played just looked extremely clean and very smooth, but there wasn't anything along the lines of just incredible special effects or anything like that. And actually, it was probably a smart move on Namco's part, because rather than take Pac-Man and sort of expand the game and make it something huge on the PlayStation 2, they've kept it very modest and very focused. If you've played the original Pac-Man World on the PlayStation 1, you should have a really good idea about what to expect from the gameplay in Pac-Man World 2 on the PlayStation 2. The core gameplay is actually the same, and Namco has actually sort of just built on that, but at the core it's still a sort of very polished 3D platformer. You're going to find yourself traveling through areas that are a combination of large areas that are sort of free roaming and other areas that are more track-based. But it's a fairly wide track, so you'll actually have little nooks and crannies to explore as well. You're going to do a lot of exploring in the game. There's quite a bit of collecting, because you'll have to collect different kinds of fruit. Some of it's optional, some of it isn't, because there's certain chests in the game you'll only be able to open if you have a specific type of fruit collected. You'll obviously be collecting Pac-Dots, like always, and you'll be collecting coins. Now, the interesting thing about these tokens that you can find in the game are you can go back to sort of the main Pac village and go through an arcade there. And as you collect coins, you'll be able to access different features of it. There's actually quite a few classic games within the arcade, some of which you can probably guess at. And as you collect them, you'll be able to sort of access them if you have enough coins. So there's a lot to do in the game. There are a lot of little extra side things that are kind of cool. From what we've seen so far, Pac-Man World 2 is turning out really well. It doesn't set out to sort of reinvent anything, and it's sort of like covering ground that's you know, well traveled upon, but it does it very well, very stylishly. The gameplay is very polished, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of things to do, and the boss fights are sort of old school and classic. They're very pattern based, and once you get it down, it's not a problem, but part of the fun is figuring out how to take out the different bosses. So we're looking forward to it. It looks like a cool little piece of retro gaming with sort of a next generation sheen to it, so that's never a bad thing.